What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Living Life with Mr. West. We got a special guest today, Riley over here. Before we get into that, just remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We would really appreciate it since we're such a small channel. Now, obviously, we got Mr. West over here. This is his best friend, Riley, and they've known each other for a very long time. So, Weston, why don't you explain
Yeah, if you can't tell by the wheelchair, we're best friends. We've known each other since how long now? Since I was 9 months old, right?
Yeah, long time, right?
Yeah, so you're like a little over a year older than me. So,
Yeah.
but we know each other for 20 plus years at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know. How we first connect? Our parents connected, I guess, through like a SMA group because we actually have the same disability. Uh,
Yeah. Our parents connected through one of the SMA chat room things
yeah,
back in the day, and guess the internet was still kind of new, but
right.
they connected and they didn't realize that we actually had gone to the same church at the time, so
Okay. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't remember that actually.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's where my mom told me. So,
Gotcha.
well, no, she's wrong, but yeah. I mean, we went to the same church, and they didn't realize it at first till after they connected on this chat thing, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so that was around the time I was diagnosed, is why they were in that group. I was
yeah,
around 9 months old when I was diagnosed with
yeah.
SMA. But how old
Hmm.
were you when you were diagnosed with SMA?
I think like two. I think I was two.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, so for people that don't know, there's three different types of SMA. There's type 1, type 2, and type 3. And technically, Riley has, I guess, what was they
type
classify you as?
type two.
Type 2, yeah. Which is like I don't know,
The
moderate,
middle, the
moderate
middle,
type.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like the middle, like type 1 is the weakest, type 3 is stronger. Like as you go higher, I don't know how many there are, there might be four,
that? So you
but
got type 3, bro?
no, type 2, I guess.
yeah,
Oh,
he's
you
type
got type
2.
2?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.5. Depends who you ask.
Yeah, I mean, it's a,
The
yeah,
doctor.
some people would say one, but I've always known him as having type 2. So
Yeah,
that's whatever he said.
but it's kind of interesting
It
because
varies.
yeah, we have a similar type, but you've always been like more physically stronger, like being able to move your limbs more.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
could feed yourself for a while. I remember that.
yeah.
But I've been lucky enough to have like better lungs and
Yeah.
better health wise. So
Yeah, it's it's interesting. Like, uh, he's always had more of like the internal organ strength
yeah,
versus like I could like up until a few years ago like I could like lean forward and like move
right.
my hands all around.
I didn't even know that, Riley.
Yeah.
Like, when did that stop? Because Weston just mentioned that you could
So
feed yourself at one point. When about what time did that
I
you
don't
lost that ability?
I don't know when I stopped feeding myself, but I don't remember when that was. Probably like I don't know, 10 maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
But
okay,
but
okay.
but when I stopped like having the same independence I had most of my life was I went to the hospital 7 years ago,
Yeah,
and I was in there for 4 months,
you're a
and
senior in high school, right?
yeah, I was senior in high school,
Yeah,
and yeah, when you're in the hospital in bed, and it also just it's a long story, but
yeah.
basically they malnourished me. I coded when they went to put in the central line.
What's the central line? If for people that don't know.
Yeah, central line is it depends on what it's used for, but essentially it's different from IV. It goes essentially right into the heart.
Yeah,
So and it's more of a permanent solution, although it's not supposed to be, but for me it is. It's a permanent solution, and it can be changed. It can be, sometimes you have to change it, but I've had the current one I had for like 3 years. So
yeah.
and then one before that I had for 4 years. So um, yeah, I
But
mean,
there's a mishap, right?
yeah, there's a mishap,
Yeah,
a lot of stupidity that, frankly, amongst the doctors, and they didn't put me in to get the surgery to help with the malnourishment. Instead, they decided, let's wait the weekend. Because we don't do stuff on the weekend. Even though they're a hospital, they
Yep.
just decided, we don't do stuff on the weekend. So they didn't do it on the weekend.
Yeah.
And so I basically crashed. And then that basically sent me down this downward spiral where I was in the hospital for a while. And then because it was so hard it wasn't necessarily that my lungs couldn't recover. It was more the fact, like forgetting the trach, it was more the fact that they had such a difficult time intubating me.
Yeah.
Like, it was just such a narrow airway to get down in there. It took,
Yeah, we
like,
can't open our mouth like as
Right.
wide as other people and all people, so
yeah,
it's a little
so,
harder to stick things down.
correct.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it just ended up being this perfect storm of things, and I was in there for 4 months, and
Missed your graduation.
I had
Missed high school.
graduation from my hospital bed.
Yeah.
They obviously streamed the graduation, but they also had an iPad that I had, and an iPad that they had there at the graduation. I was actually in another state. I was in Delaware for the graduation, but the graduation was here in Pennsylvania, and they had the iPad there that some of my classmates took around and sat in where I would have sat.
Who was the main guy? I feel like he deserves a shout out.
Yeah. Jahan Neinbauer.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Quarterback, right?
Yeah, he was great. I always liked him. He was awesome, and he wanted to do it, and I was, obviously very grateful for him carrying the iPad out during the the opening walk kind of thing. So
because of that whole mishap, you had to get your trach, right?
Yeah, it was not an expected thing. I mean, honestly, even though I had a lot more internal stuff than Weston, like, it wasn't, I was still pretty strong, and even the doctor said, like, it's a little, the whole situation was a little unusual that I had to get a trach, but it's more of a preventative measure, and obviously it took a bit to get used to, obviously.
And they told you right when you got it that you would probably never talk again, right?
Well, yeah. Some of the people that were telling, because I had to make a decision whether to get it or not, and some of the people were saying that I would talk again, or I would never eat again, like never drink again, like all that kind of stuff. Which talking, eating, that stuff's very important to me.
Right.
I'm sure it's important to you too.
For sure.
So it's important to everybody.
I mean, it is.
Really.
It is. But like,
but I guess especially in your guys' case.
But even like eating, especially, like, I love taste. I love food. It's like one of my favorite things, like to taste good food. And I mean, obviously it's important to everybody, but it's especially important to us because we can't enjoy as many things as other people. So taste and that kind of stuff
means a lot more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's actually never crossed my mind. But you make a good point, man.
Yeah. So when they
thankfully you're able to overcome all that.
They told me
so not only did we beat the SMA odds, but he beat the odds of coming back and tasting after your trach and being able to eat and being able to talk.
And it took a while, man. It really did. It took months of just healing. And that's the thing, like, they were trying to push me to recover faster than I probably should have. And for most people, I guess maybe it would have worked. I don't know. I don't know what other people deal with, but I mean, really, you're the only person I know personally who's in a wheelchair or has any disability. So I mean, I've talked to people on the internet, things like that, but I don't really know anybody else that well
Yeah,
to say that,
but that's
what
why we're such great friends.
exactly. And
Yeah,
yeah, but people, you know, there really aren't that many of us. I mean, as much as it seems like,
I mean, they
yeah,
say like 95% of people with SMA die before the age of
yeah,
2. So
yeah, and it's also just it's a very different type of disability. It's just
hmm
it's not just like, oh, I broke my leg or I'm paralyzed. I mean, those are disabilities. It's a little different because we feel everything. We feel
yeah,
everything.
a lot of people might not
We
realize that actually.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
also gonna mention that because like even like people that know about you, I
Right?
talk to other people and they're like, "Oh, is he paralyzed?" I'm like, no, he's not paralyzed. Well, they automatically assume because you guys are in wheelchairs that you're paralyzed.
right,
That's
Yeah.
not
right,
what paralyzation actually is.
No.
You
And
know,
just
yeah,
because we have limited movement doesn't mean we can't feel.
yeah.
right, right.
Trust me, I can feel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me too. Me too. And and that is some of the obstacles we in minor ways have to overcome with some people's perception of things and I guess that's what you guys try to do with the channel, do with your nonprofit stuff, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that basically to wrap up the hospitalization, that basically put me where I am now. And
Right.
and in some ways it's been good. I can't say it's all been bad, but yeah, some ways have been tough. But
Yeah.
it's what we gotta keep moving forward. You
Right.
know.
I know what I commend you on is you've always had the same outlook, no matter like what happened to you.
Yeah, thanks,
Like you
man.
wanted to always do something special or do something big. So
Yeah,
I think that kind of leads into the next thing with
sure.
the businesses and different endeavors that you're involved in.
So
So
let me cut you both off real quick. Just 'cause I
yeah,
just want to say this because I can't stress like how like insanely talented these two guys are just because like the amount of things that they have been able to accomplish despite their disability it just blows my mind. Like they just have I guess a business type of mind and it blows my mind. But yeah, man, go ahead, continue.
yeah, I think a lot of people are forced to have that kind of line. I don't know. So they're in situations like us because there's not much other stuff you can do. But we can easily be on our phone or be on the computer and find out and figure out ways to do things. So
Yeah,
yeah, so for people that know or don't know, I have a clothing brand and a nonprofit, but that fails to compare to anything that this man has done over here. Um, so he runs a. You want to tell him? You want to explain
sure.
what you do? Yeah.
Yeah. I about I don't know, maybe a year or two after the hospital. It's hard to keep it all well, keep
Yeah.
it all straight. But
Right.
uh, a year or two after,
Understandably.
yeah, a year or two after the hospital, I started a entertainment news website. It's still going today.
Hence the hat.
Yeah, the hat is logo. It's called Fandom Wire. Um, and we talk movies, television, gaming, comic books, stuff
Yeah,
like
chances
that.
are if you look up stuff on Google about Marvel
Yeah,
or anything like that, you'll find a Fandom Wire article.
yeah, and it's got very big over the years. Featured in a lot of different outlets and globally recognized. And it's been crazy, but
Right.
I'm not done there. I've been working on some other stuff. Been working on some sports ventures and
hmm
other media ventures and some really cool stuff. And Fanwire was just sort of a thing that happened. It
right.
wasn't even like something that I mean I did it because I liked it. I thought, yeah, well, I could probably do this. I had connections in the industry, and I was like, yeah, I think this would be a good thing for me to start up. And I mean, I did, and it was great. But it was just sort of one of those things that just kind of happens, and
Right.
you know, it's been great. But it's some ups and downs for sure. But
Yeah.
it's overall, it's been fun, and I'm just looking forward to other new adventures too.
Right. What's like the coolest thing you think Fandom Wire has done for you? Or the best thing you experienced through Fandom Wire?
Um,
Because I know some cool ones. I can think of some that you've had.
I mean, I probably meeting some really cool people.
Right?
Meeting some celebrities, some even just people just at the conventions, like everyday people, just
Yeah.
meeting cool people, meeting some of the stars that shape our pop culture,
Right.
whether it's Tom Holland, as Spider Man, or
Mm-hmm.
Loki, Tom Hiddleston, Paul Rudd, like some really cool
And
people.
I've seen those movies that they're in
Yeah.
even use Fandom Wire quotes to promote like
Oh yeah.
the movie, which is
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
yeah. There's a couple of a few quotes that we've had where like they'll say like greatest movie ever. That's not what it said, but
Yeah,
it was like something like that where it's like a review quote, and they use it for the marketing for the movie or show
hmm
or whatever. And we've had some of those, which has been cool. Um, yeah, just
I don't even think I wasn't there, but I feel like all those exclusive movie premieres that you've been to too.
yeah.
That seems pretty cool.
Yeah, it just
Up in
that's honestly, yeah, going to those cool things,
right
like
in New
experiencing
York
that.
City.
Yeah, we've been some stuff in New York City. We obviously go to Comic Cons and meet people, and
hmm
yeah, we have a lot of fun. And
Right,
yeah, not always perfect, but yeah, we when troubling things happen, we make the best of it, and
yeah,
and
for sure.
we yeah we
But I think we're used to adversity, so
we
it's
are
like
yeah.
when you face adversity in your business, it's just like another hurdle. So
Yeah,
what's the
exactly.
difference?
Yeah, yeah, and
So, Ron, sorry, man.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, Weston mentioned to me earlier that I don't know if it was Fandom Wire. He didn't say, but somebody offered you $1 million for one of your businesses.
Yeah, that was Fanwire.
Yeah,
That's wild,
That
man.
was
That's wild.
Fanwire. Yep, somebody did offer $1 million.
yeah.
The details basically they wanted me to work for them for
They still want you to have control or operations or
they basically wanted me to still run it for I forget how many years. This was probably a couple of years ago, but maybe a year ago. But they wanted me to continue working on it like for a certain number of years. So I didn't take it, and there were other reasons, but that was honestly a big one because like listen, if I sell something,
yeah,
I'm done.
right,
I'm done with it.
right.
Like I,
Especially because this wasn't your main focus to
right.
begin with.
Right. So like, yeah, I wanted to succeed, but like if I sell it, if I don't have ownership in it anymore, I'm done.
Yeah,
That's just how I am. So
either
the,
all in or all out.
right,
Right.
exactly. And,
hmm
and so the deal never happened. And I'm sure that there were other things I'm not thinking of, but that was honestly the biggest thing for me personally.
hmm
Um, because I didn't want to work for 3, 4, whatever it was, so many years. That's it. And I
Yeah.
get it. They want to keep the
I,
same people in place. I totally
hmm
get it.
I remember we had phone calls about it.
Yeah.
Like, how often does your friend call you and be like, I just got $1 million offer from my company?
Never happened to me.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild when you think
It,
about
it,
it.
it was unexpected for sure.
Right?
I mean, for me, it was unexpected for sure. But, this,
So why
it,
don't you say,
why is all,
he could be
what,
a millionaire?
no, yeah, but not really. To
I
give
know,
me
right?
fact and taxes, and
Yeah,
also just like I said, like I still would have had to work for them for
I know.
essentially for free
Yeah,
for so many years. So eventually, it would have just worked out like a salary, which is not. It would have been a good salary,
right.
but again, like if I don't have ownership over it, if I
Yeah.
don't, you know,
Honest question though. We couldn't really take a salary on paper because of
well, that's
our
true.
situation.
That's true. Yeah, so you can't really take a salary. You can't really own anything that's
Yeah.
too big
So
because the government makes sure they keep disabled people down. And
Yeah.
it's very unfortunate. We've been dealing with this for a while. I know you couldn't take a job that you wanted to take
Yeah.
because people, in the government, they see we get our benefits for nursing,
From Medicaid.
aides,
We have
yeah,
Medicaid.
Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we go over a certain limit, I think it's
It's
the
the poverty line.
poverty line.
Yep.
So if we go over a certain that limit of the poverty line, then we're essentially screwed.
Yep.
They
So if
screw
we
us
make
over.
more than about $13,000 a year, we would lose all our nursing care, all our medication.
I mean, I know for me, like my nursing care is about just the nursing care
Yep.
is about $500,000 per year.
Yeah.
Um,
So our options are make less than 13,000, or make
yeah,
about $10 million and sustain ourselves
exactly.
a year.
It's
There's
like
no in between.
no in between. So even if I had taken the offer, it would have been challenging.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I could have taken the offer.
Right.
To be honest with
Exactly.
you, I don't even know if I could have taken it. So, and that's the thing where there definitely needs to be change. It's just not right. Disabled people should be allowed to work. I'm sure there are other ways getting around it and all that, but it shouldn't have to be that complicated. It shouldn't have to be. You should be able to work.
It's just hoops.
Exactly.
This whole disabled lifestyle is hoops to jump through.
I mean, I remember you going through it a couple years ago, trying to find loopholes in the system, but
yeah,
I guess to no avail.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I have to have my businesses in other people's names.
Yeah.
So that's how I continue to run mine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
But
like
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a shame because I remember, when you graduated from college, you were gonna take a job that you really wanted, and
Yeah,
you
I had
couldn't
no
do it.
clue, by the way,
Yeah.
that this whole thing was in place. So I
Yeah.
went to college, got my degree. I was ready to get a job. I wanted to be like a financial advisor. Sat down with the lawyer to try to figure it out, to see how he could work around it. And he was like, yeah, you really can't.
Yeah, see, they give you, I don't know if they gave you money, but I know they give disabled people money to go to school, to go to college, or whatever, but it's pointless because when you get
Essentially.
out, there is a lot.
What the hell, dude?
Yeah.
That's never crossed my mind. And that's stupid.
It is.
Right? It makes no sense.
Wow.
They'll pay for your college, but then you can't do anything.
Yeah, so what do you do with the degree? It's a weird system and it makes no sense.
Well, mind you, so I'm not gonna the agency that Weston gets nursing through. You were the first person in that that agency's care to graduate college, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, first one ever.
Wow.
They had a party for me. That's how rare it was.
Wow.
When I came into the office and they're like, "Yeah, congratulations." I'm like, I do what half Americans do, but okay.
That's crazy. Really? The first person there. Wow.
Yeah, I never had anybody go to college. Which shows how different we are from everyone else in the situation.
A lot of these people, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know anybody to say, but it does seem like they. I don't know. I guess maybe they just figure they don't bother. I don't know. And I wouldn't blame them for not going to go to college because then they probably knew that you can't get a job or you can't. So I guess I understand why they wouldn't do it.
Maybe they have the same mindset as the government has, which is, why would I need college if the government's paying for all my things?
Right.
So that's a lot of people think. So why do you need a job when they pay for all your medication? Why do you need a job when they give you $800 a month?
Yeah,
why?
Which is it's absolutely nothing. I mean, it's pitiful. I mean, it's just I mean, if you wanna have a good life here, so not even just be a millionaire or be a billionaire, just have a decent life for yourself. Just be independent. You can't do it.
So I got a question for you guys. So if you guys were to get married, how would that work?
Well, it depends. If the spouse is making money, we couldn't get married because we would lose everything. It's a
Still?
yes,
It's
still.
household income.
It's a household income. So
Oh,
if
okay.
yeah, so if the spouse is has a job, even if it's again above
That's
poverty,
wild, man.
above poverty line, you cannot get married, and that's something that I've heard a lot
And
of.
that's why you don't report it.
Yeah, well, that's why that's that's why I would suggest that disabled people get ceremonially married if they want to, but just not legally married. I mean, not financial or legal advice here, but if you're a friend, that I'm just telling you what I would do. Because yeah, I hear about it on the internet. Like, I don't really know disabled people personally, but I talked to someone on the internet, and that is something that people face too. Is that they can't get married because they will lose everything, and that's crazy. I mean, again, over the poverty line. So if your spouse only makes 24,000 a year, which is not very much, that is way over the limit.
Oh, guess what? You can't get your $12,000 meds every 2 weeks.
Exactly. Yeah, and you can't get your hundreds of thousands of dollars in nursing. Like, when I was in the hospital for 4 months, I don't remember the exact amount, but it was millions and millions of dollars that we never would have been able to pay off.
Yep.
Obviously, I mean, like, one
So
hospital.
you should be thankful that Medicare is
Well,
there to
see,
help
that's the thing, is they want us to be thankful, but it's people should be able to have the dignity of having.
Well, how are they supposed to control you if you can get a job?
Well, that's, I guess, maybe that could be what it's all about. I don't know, but it is crazy that people can't get married, they can't work. So yeah, it's
That's crazy to me, man.
yeah.
So that
Now,
means,
that I didn't know.
Or if your partner owned a house or a car, that could, I don't know the legality of that, so quote me,
I'm
but
not sure.
that could count against you as well.
They limit your assets. So
Yeah,
you can't have more than $2,000 worth of assets.
right.
That's not jack. Like, that's
Right.
literally not jack.
Yeah.
Right.
So we can't have $2,000 worth of assets, but we're sitting in an $85,000 wheelchair.
Yeah.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
So we have
doesn't.
technically we can't have Medicaid because we're in a wheelchair. So,
And yet they will pay for you to go to college. For what reason, I don't know. But because the reason you go to college is to
get a
job. To get a job.
Nah, I just go for the chicks.
Well, yeah.
That's what a lot of dudes
That's
go.
true, dude. That's true, maybe. But it's like it's crazy. So they're willing to pay for you to further education, but no real goals in mind of why you would do it, because you can't.
I don't think, like, how and why, my curiosity is, like, how, when, why did they put this system in place? And, like, how.
I don't know. I don't know when they did it. I mean, obviously a long time ago.
They did it before people like us made it.
And probably
we would have died a long time ago.
And I think that's part of it too.
They don't expect us to make it this way.
Well, that could, yeah. I think that's part of it. I also think it's just they don't expect disabled people to be capable of having a job. Like, there is some level of stigma being disabled. Like, people think we're not mentally capable, even though it's just physical disability. We're not mentally disabled at all.
I mean, that's debatable.
But, wow.
Just kidding.
It's...
But no, most people would, because they would classify us as having a severe disability. So most people with severe disability don't or can't work.
Right.
But we're the exceptions, and there's other people like us for sure.
Right, and they're obviously, we have a limited capacity of what jobs we can do, but mental stuff like working in an office, things like that, we can do that kind of
But
stuff.
that still doesn't make any sense, though. Like,
No, it
You're
doesn't.
telling us.
It doesn't make sense.
because
But
even if they can't work or whatever, like, why would they limit you guys? Like,
well,
I don't know. Like, maybe my logic's flawed.
the
But like,
thing,
I
the
think
thing,
their logic's flawed.
yeah, it is.
that's true.
The thing you have to understand is the same reason there are problems with our some of the medical supplies we get, same with the problems that many of the healthcare companies we have to deal with,
Insurance companies.
insurance companies. These
Mhm.
are not run by disabled people. They have no idea. Now, we are very different from probably a lot of disabled people
Yeah.
in different ways, but I think that the biggest factor is that they have no idea. Like the people who make our chairs, for instance. I
Right.
don't. I don't like. I haven't liked my chairs for a while, but
Yeah,
the
I'm with you.
people right. So we're very limited in our options because they don't. The people who make these things and make these rules or
Mhm.
make the products, they don't have to deal with
And
the
they have
consequences.
no clue.
Yeah, they don't.
It's. I remember we talked about it. Like, I think in one of our first videos, even like how you were without your regular chair for like several months,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you had to get in your older chair that was much smaller and not.
Which, if I didn't have an older chair, what would I do?
You'd been screwed.
I would have
Right.
been laying in bed for
You-
4 months.
And it's not like they actually give a shit.
they,
No.
not really.
They don't
No.
They got to go through insurance and all this other crap. And it's just
Yeah.
like, it's all just
And that's
It's a-
the
it's
main.
rigged against you guys.
It's a racket.
And that's the main
what it is.
reason I started my nonprofit organization,
Exactly.
is to eliminate those hoops and barriers and try and make it easier for other people like us to get what they need and what they deserve to
And
have.
it's like, and your mom has mentioned this a couple times. Like, if your dad wasn't like what's the word I'm looking for?
Handy.
Like, yeah, if he
Yeah.
wasn't a handy guy,
Yeah.
like you guys would be SOL.
Yeah. For real.
Like,
sure.
like your
Yeah.
dad comes in clutch like all the time.
He
Yeah,
calls it
'cause-
pit crew. He's the pit crew.
He
Man-
is a pick group.
And many of the people working like they're supposed to be fixing these chairs, they've literally broken my chairs.
Yeah.
Like they don't.
Sounds like the doctors
they,
are supposed
they
to be
don't
fixing my leg.
know. They don't know what they're doing at all. Like
Sounds like
many
the
of them
doctors
don't.
that should be fixing my legs.
Exactly.
They break my legs.
Oh yeah, tell that
Oh
story.
yeah, you
Dude.
told me that.
Dude, like, yeah.
It's
So
at the same hospital you had your mishap at, right?
it actually is.
Hershey.
Yeah, Hershey. Yeah. Well,
Hershey sucks.
it's so. Did you tell the audience
No,
about
I've never
that?
told them, no.
Okay, well that would be a good one to share at some
Right.
point, cause that's a crazy story.
Long story short, I had my legs broken during a surgery that I had that was supposed to be fixing my legs, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, for the way I remember.
Sorry, we're a learning hospital. We break legs sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
That
Yeah.
still blows my mind, though.
for what I remember, they went in to fix the leg they broke, and they ended up breaking the other one. That's
Yeah.
actually the way I remember.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but
No, I think you're right.
that's the way I remember it. So they ended up breaking the other one just by accident because they were trying to fix the one that they already broke.
Yeah, but they broke that one originally trying to fix
Right.
both of them.
Yeah. So it's So
Yeah.
you know you have.
But thanks to Medicaid, I didn't have to pay for it.
Well, that's but yeah, I mean,
And if
That-
you made more than $13,000, they're all out of your pocket.
Yep.
In debt for the rest of your life.
yeah.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing. They keep you trapped. They keep you down. But it's yeah.
Yeah, like you said, that's why we started this YouTube channel, though.
Right.
Just
true.
to
It
bring
is.
advocacy
True.
to the disabled world and what we deal with and
Yeah.
things like that.
For
So
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
great.
I think that pretty much wraps up the episode.
Yeah, I think so. Well, Riley, obviously, me and Weston, we love you. We appreciate you, man.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Definitely gonna have you come back and talk some more about some other stuff. Probably do some activities like bowling or something like that here in the near future.
Won't be
Yeah.
the last time you see Riley.
No, will not be the last time you guys see Riley. So again, like, comment, subscribe. It help us out a whole bunch. So we appreciate you guys, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Yo, bro, we're like content creators now. We're like doing the damn thing.
I know, right? Are we cool yet?
I don't know. Why don't you ask them?
Well, if we are, like, comment, and subscribe.